once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles.
Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Us up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
2nd and 6.
Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Jackson. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. I have to imagine many defensive coordinators had a sleepless night trying to game plan ways to slow down Lamar Jackson. What do you think is the most effective way to try to do it?
Well, you've got to be a little counterintuitive because normally you're sitting on the wide receiver 1, aren't you? But with Lamar Jackson, I'd sit on the tight end. He loves to throw into the middle of the field, loves that position as his #1 target. Take that away and hope you have a corner who can stand up man-to-man against a speed guy on the perimeter.
17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson being chased out left. And that is taken in by Njoku. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That really sets them back, a loss of 6. And sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Jackson.
Flush to his right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. Jackson.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcast begins, throwing too many interceptions. If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about
first carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very Baltimore.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Escaping the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
On first down, Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got Sternberger. Not much there, only a yard.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Mahomes going to throw. Room to run inside the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Christian Wilkins showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mahomes. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
Michael Badgley for the Charger field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
Badgley's kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play action. It's Jackson. Throwing deep for Galladay. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up knocking.
Touchdown, Vikings! Will Fuller
Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Young Wade Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
First and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they come into play here 2-6 on the year. And I guess if you're them, you have to have the mindset of, hey, if we go 7-1, 8-0 down the stretch, we can still get into the playoffs. But CD, to be frank, I don't know that they've shown that they're capable of that this season.
Well, I certainly hope they have that mindset and that they're trying to play to that. But in my mind, from what I've seen, they've got no shot at doing that. This is going to be a tough second half. They've had so many injuries. They've had tough losses along the way. I think you've got guys playing for jobs for next year, and they're playing for positioning in the upcoming draft.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54. Kill.
On the handoff, Taylor.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and
9. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Go. Mike 5-4.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And finding the tight end Hooper.
7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Grant Delpit.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. A gain there of 30 big ones.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turned that one into a big play.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
At the Chargers' 9-yard line.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Chargers 3. Young Wei Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 10.
Strip that ball.
Now a give to Taylor. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught by Hooper. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. DJ Reader able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. After the interception, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First down, Minnesota.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
We got three, buddy. We got three. Yeah. Mike 7. Hey, man. Watch the boots.
Here's Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. That's caught by Galladay. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Set to kick off.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
They're on the 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. And that is caught. It's Ridley. Looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass.
The 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Play action. Now Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kenny Galladay. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Chargers 3.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball?
We'll see what they do. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Hey, 43, 15. Let's get it now. Let's get it right.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could...
13-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And
this is taken in. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
Well, for Lamar Jackson, we know all about how dangerous he is running the football, but he can really sling it as well, and he connects on a big one there.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football, and this is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And that throw, pretty impressive, and even 61 yards through the air.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
72 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Check 15. Check 31.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Now Mahomes. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy wants to go.
Mahomes going to throw. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Now a throw here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. He's got Fuller. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 22 yards there, a first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years at not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
To throw again is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead. This is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He'll buy some time right. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kenny Golladay with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Youngway Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. To the right side, complete to Taylor. 2 brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2 big plays in succession, and the Chargers on the move.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Buying time to his left. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. More from L.A. in a moment. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, 3rd most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. They'll get this off to Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Mike 7. I got it. I don't need to. Mike 7. Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 7.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Night, sweetheart.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jordan Brooks with him.
The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Oh, nice move. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. Flushed out right. This is the tight end, Njoku. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Excellent job on the keeper. 20 yards and a first down. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
The Charger drive about to get going.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly.
And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes.
Able to hook up here with Ridley. And he'll wind up getting about 8, but the clock will run. Also, don't forget, it's now 3rd down.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Shift. 15.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And they will get the conversion on third down, but the clock, a more pressing factor.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Mahomes now on first down.
Connects with Slayton.
That catch good for only a couple. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. He completes it to Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. You got 3 down. Mike 7. Mike 7.
One final try for Mahomes. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win